channel is called Beyond the Body. What the heck does that mean? Beyond the body, living and dying with empowerment. So, beyond the body, people bring in then all the stories from their spiritual paths. What if we let that go for now? Because I don't think those stories bring us closer to living or dying with empowerment, or even understanding what the words from our hearts beyond the body. Maybe you're different from me, so forgive me if you are already there. I can only go from where I've been stuck. And most of this I did not learn until my daughter, Melissa, died. I'm not going to go into that story, but I want to take you on a little bit of a journey with just beyond the body. Now, some people will fight immediately with that expression. What do you mean beyond the body? I am a body. I see your body. Your body's different from my body. Blah, 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 blah. We're not in a fight. We're just saying, is there anything more than the body? The body is wonderful. The body is our idiosyncratic stamp. It's our thumbprint. It's what makes us unique. And we are unique. And yet we are the same as humans. And all feelings that we've ever had are similar to what other humans have had. It's just the stories are different, and we're at different expanses on the continuum. Beyond the body, it just means, is there more than the limited body? The body's limited in what we can know. It's limited because of our stories and how we see life. But when we go beyond the body, we go into not knowing. And that's our ticket. We don't know. And when we don't know, we have a chance to be open. Knowing takes us into the channel of control. This is what we expect. This is what we know. Knowing could be different than controlling, but often they go together. So why does this matter? If we want to experience empowerment, what does that mean? Does that mean I get my way, that I'm strong? Actually, it means that I am pliable. I am flexible. I go with what life offers. And then if I accept what life offers, not agree, but if it's already happened, don't I benefit from being present to what has happened so I can be in the next moment? So maybe empowerment is having all options available for us. What does that mean? Having all options means, maybe for you, it means choice. For me, it means being open to intuition. And intuition for me isn't subtle. I either have it or I don't. When I don't have it, I don't make big moves in life. Sometimes I'm not sure what's the next. I just don't know. So I do nothing. Empowerment feels like I'm in tune even when I do nothing, maybe especially when I do nothing. Intuition is for me sometimes auditory, sometimes it's physical. Do this, don't do that. Remember, it's never paragraphs of this is why and it's because and you need to. Those words are always from the personality. It's fine. It's great to know what the personality would like, but we don't need to follow that because the personality is vulnerable and limited. So if you would be willing to open to being more than a body, then you're actually opening to a wonderful life and a wonderful death. Does that mean you'll get what you want? No, but it means you won't suffer fighting with what you don't want. That is so important. We know that psychological suffering is when we're in a struggle. And empowerment, a struggle with why did it happen? What's the lesson? What could I have done? What should I have done? What should you have done? You know the story. You know how it goes. But what if freedom is being open to not knowing, being willing to be shown, be willing to appear wrong, be willing to not get the whatever, be willing to lose in the world's terms. You lose a game, you lose whatever, you lose money in the stock market, you lose a friend. You're willing for anything to happen. And that's the opposite of this. It's this. So I hope that gives you some new ideas of how to play with your version of empowerment. Is empowerment negative to you because power has felt like power over someone and you've been spending your life getting away from people who used their power against you? But that was in the past. And maybe you were little, or maybe you were an adult who still felt little next to power people. But you now have all the power you need because it's given to you by life. It's not about saying things perfectly or doing things perfectly. It's about accepting your embodiment of life. I am here. I am here to serve this body until this body falls away and whatever is next happens. Don't worry about your stories about what's next. I'm calling it a story because no one is an expert in the hereafter, not even people who've had near-death experiences, because it's clouded by how far deep they went into death. There is a lot of evidence to show that at least 7 minutes and maybe more of consciousness happens after death. So you're not all the way dead when all of this happens, even when you flatline. So I invite you to play with the words empowerment. If it's toxic to be powerful, do a bit of inner work with that. because you will find, I believe, your way to power, and that way will be in present time, and it will be filled with possibility and purpose. Bye for now.